So, why are they depressed? Is there a rise in pet depression? I mean, they don't have to pay the bills. They don't have to worry about being tied to their mobile phones. They're not working long hours.
They're so attached to us. I mean, we are their everything. And when we're not there, of course, their world comes to an end. So it isn't so much depression as, frankly, stress, frankly, fear of being alone. And, you know, some people get lonely, a lot of people get lonely. And we're social animals, and so are dogs, especially dogs.
So because our lives are getting busier,
indeed,
and we're not around more, that's why they're suffering.
Yeah, and we're retweeting into other sorts of media with our smartphone, and social life and work and so on. Is work-life balance is so pressing and demanding, and leaves less and less time for caring for animals. And an animal like this, look at him wagging his tail, you know, he's in heaven now because he's on a nice soft carpet, as the centre of attention. He's got my wife's slipper, which is his favourite toy in the whole wide world, of course, you know. And so this is the sort of lifestyle that dogs like, variety and change and human company. Dump them on their own and leave them at home when you're off to work. And
what are the signs? I mean, how can you tell if your dog that's sat with you at the moment is going through a bit of...
I think excessive ecstasy, over-the-top hysteria when you come home, having left the dog alone for however long. So, you know, over-the-top reunions would be one sign. In other words, and signs of damage to your property. So many dogs are chewing and destructive and making escape behaviours, but also random chewing, which is
always making himself
a sort of response to separation and a means for them of alleviating their stress.
How does his demeanour change when you go?
Well, should we put it to the test?
Oh, yes.
I'll walk across the room, and what will happen? He'll probably not follow me at all.
He loves our
Right, he's keeping an eye on me. He's watching me.
He's got one little beady eye on you.
I think he knows.
I reckon if you went out of sight, I think he'd be like, where are you?
Already. Where have you been?
So that's dogs then. What about cats? I've got a cat. I mean, cats need to... I worry about my cat because I've only got one cat. I did have two. I did have them from kittens, and one of them sadly got really poorly and died very young. And I kept thinking, oh, should I get another cat? Is she lonely? Is she on her own? I mean, we have a very busy house, lots of children. But do cats get equally as depressed? Are they as emotional?
I think about 1 in 10 cats, they tend to be the Asian breeds like Burmese and Siamese, form almost dog-like attachments to people and to other cats. But most cats, most British Moggies, if you like, have very self-contained lives, where, you know, a dollop of human attention and food, of course, is
that's kind of it.
Pretty much all they need. And they're in nature, they're solitary hunters. They have very little to do with a mate, except, you know, once or twice a year they have sex, and then the male goes off and mother's left with the babies. And that is the social life of cats.
But you say if you have got lots of pets, they can become very quickly stressed if they have to share things like... cats, sorry, like food bowls and litter trays, that it's good to have one for each of the cats in your house.
Yeah, for sure. And do you know what? Dog-cat partnerships are very successful.
Are they?
And you know, so setting aside the sort of the Walt Disney sort of depiction of them fighting, so many, and of course it's best to start off with a kitten and a puppy together.
So they're always
But
together.
it doesn't have to be so.
But he's making me want to lie down there and just snuggle up with him.
As long as the dogs know that the cats rule, of course.
Oh, it's interesting also because you say that although cats are solitary, they don't necessarily like to be with a whole lot of other cats. Rabbits, lots of people have rabbits, and keep them on their own.
Supremely social animals and not best suited to being on their own.
But
lots and lots of people are keeping house rabbits where they never have the access to the outside, and, you know, everything's brought in for them, and a very sort of 21st century lifestyle. It surprises me how successful they are.
Really?
But we do see over-grooming, excessive hair plucking. We see near-naked bunny rabbits. We see the same in cats, by the way. We see a lot of feather plucking, over-grooming in parrots, which are kept in cages. I don't like any animal to be in a cage, to be honest, a reptile. You know, animals need to be free and come to us and relate to us on their terms as well as on ours. So that's, you know, which is why the dog is such a fantastic success story.
So if you have to go out and you are away, what do you do if you've got a cat or a dog?
Well, for a dog, there are lots of options. First of all, you can take them to work, and lots of work places are dog-friendly. You can pay somebody to come visit during the day, morning and afternoon, and take them for a walk. You can get your neighbour to dog sit. You can swap the dogs with your neighbour, actually, particularly if they're a retiree. I think there's quite a lot of
websites where you can find dogs in your area and people can sort of hook up and help each other out in that way. That's great.
And then there's the up-and-coming, if you like, pet industry of today, but it started in America, as always, which is dog daycare centres, so just like child creches, and you take them there and you pay 10, 15, 20 pounds a day, and they look after your dog, and it plays and has an exhausting time, and so that's a really nice innovation.
Is it good to have the radio on, or to keep the, keep the curtains open so the cat can see outside?
This is a special toy bouncer's favourite. He won't oblige now. Oh yes, it is.
Yes, he was.
And we can stuff it with food, and he can carry it around and love his Kong.
Yeah.
So and favourite bits of old clothing, a raggedy thing, or in this case, my wife's slipper, which he lies on, and you know, it's his link, if you like, chemical link. I'm sure the smell is important to us, but there are all sorts of electronic links, so you can have a webcam, of course, on your dog, and then you're home and see what your dog is up to, and is he really happy? And now there are devices where you can say, "Bounce, are you happy? Go get your food."
Or you record your own voice.
And you can actually watch him live.
You talk to him live through the webcam.
Interact with him through the webcam.
Oh my God!
But I wouldn't recommend
Skype
it because
your dog.
I do that with Steph. You all right?
Give her.
I'm on my way.